means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been busy. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier.
What's up, YouTube? We're back with another video. I'm Jaden. This is Michaela and Jordan. I'm J Money. M Dog, J Dog.
What up?
What to do? Yeah, like and subscribe. You know
what to do.
Do what you gotta do. Period.
Just know if you don't like and subscribe, the Raiders are about to win the Super Bowl. And that's going to be on you.
And I'm okay with it.
Same. But that'll get y'all too, because I know there's a lot of cheap fans out there. So, as you guys know, this is Jordan. And then this is my sister, Jaden. So, as most of you guys know, if you watched our last video or if you follow me or her or him on social media, that 5 months ago, we lost her dad. And today we're just going to kind of be opening up about it, each one of us, like how it's affected us each, like in our own ways, or like Jordan and I as a couple. And we're going to share like some memories and stuff like that too, just some good things, just to air it out. We always have people asking us like how we're doing and stuff, so I figured it'd be a good time to talk about that. Personally, I think I try to be strong, and then like just the smallest things I realized ever since I lost him like set me off. Like I just get really irritated really easily, or I notice myself like getting really irritated with Jordan fast and like kind of taking it out on him. And I don't know, I've been looking into counseling and stuff like that just because I feel like I do need to go talk to someone, because when you lose someone and it's traumatic and you don't expect for it to happen, then it's just like you have to live a whole new life. So, I mean, all around how I'm dealing with it is that I keep myself busy, and like I never want to be home. I just want to be out doing things that I like to do, like getting coffee or hanging out with friends or doing anything. Jane?
You can go.
No.
Okay. I think in the way it's affected me, because obviously like sis was closer with him because I had like a special connection, but I think a good way we bonded was like through softball and stuff and just all these new memories. But how I've dealt with it is just I try not to think about it, but like in the beginning, I guess it was really hard because I was just so used to crying like every day. But like now it's definitely gotten better with time, but it's still not easy. And like I've obviously already talked to somebody about it, and it's definitely helped me through it. And obviously being with family, but it still sucks. So.
The way we bonded was mostly with football and everything, and so sometimes it's hard when I see something on Instagram or something about the Raiders or something, and I always think about how he would, if he thinks this is a good idea or not. So that's just one thing that I think about sometimes, where I wish I could go talk to him and like, you hear about this or this. So
as Jordan and I as a couple, I feel like we were really good before like all this happened 5 months ago. We were in a really good spot, and we were like living in our apartment and like just living this little fantasy world. And then when all of that happened, and like we got told and we had to deal with everything right then and there, like it wasn't like we planned for this. So it was just like he passed away. We all had to come together and plan a funeral and a wake, and the same week, literally days after, we had to plan a wake, and we had to pick out a casket for him and flowers, and it was just a lot. And I think it's still a lot. And people always say like, as the time goes on, it's gonna get easier. But I feel like, I don't know for them, but like for me personally, I feel like it gets harder for me, because like it's not, oh, I talked to him a day ago, or oh, I talked to him a week ago. It's like, it's really coming on like 6 months that I haven't talked to him. And for Jordan as a couple, I feel like there's things that I need to work on. I'm not gonna like speak for him, but like there's things that I need to work on, because like I just get, like I said, I get so angry and like I get my feelings and then I take it out on him, and it's not fair to him because like I didn't lose someone, like he lost someone too. He's been here for 4 years. He's known my dad for 4 years. So as a couple, I feel like it's definitely put our relationship to a challenge, because like we're dealing with new emotions that we've never dealt with, and we're dealing with like, we've lost people, but like this is like our first like loss together, and like having to deal with it as a couple. So I just feel like he's up taking things out on him that like he can't control, but it's hard. Like it's way easier said than done for me.
What did they say?
You good?
Yeah, you guys are talking about your relationship.
Well, you know me, I'm perfect, so I really gotta. I guess just I can open up more to her because I try to be more strong for her, just because she's going through a lot. But I could work on opening up more because, like she said, I need him too. So that's just one thing I would have to work on.
I think with me, I'm just such a homebody, so it makes me get in my feelings a little bit more than like my sister, because you know she likes to stay busy, but I kind of tend to just go towards it and just kind of let it out. But I mean, I think I want to trying to get out more and maybe make me a little bit more happier. But
And as like the rest of our family, I mean, I'm not gonna like go into detail on like how they feel, because like they all have their own feelings and like they should be able to voice those feelings if they want. But like as an outsider looking in, like we all like I said, we've all like didn't expect for this to happen. It just kind of happened. So like as if like Jordan, my older brother, he's dealing with it in his own way, and you know, I mean, none of us are like okay and like good to go, like, oh, he passed away, we buried him, and that's it. Like, it's not. My grandparents, my dad's brother passed away, how many years ago?
I'd say it's like 5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah, some years ago. And then my dad passed away, and those were their only 2 children. So like both my grandparents had to bury both of their sons, so they have like no kids left. So like I know my grandparents are having a really hard time with that. And then like my mom, her having to be strong for me and Jaden, and then be strong for herself, because my dad and wait.
What?
I don't know what I was trying to say. My dad and mom had a really good relationship, and they were really close. It wasn't like they weren't cool, like they were really close. Like they came together for us kids. Like we would do birthday stuff together, or like Jaden had softball tournaments and they would ride together, my stepmom and dad. So she's dealing with her own emotions as well. And my stepmom, she's dealing with it in her own way and trying to cope, because like I personally can't understand how she feels, because I want to say it's probably harder for her to deal with than us, which it's hard on us because like that was our dad, but like for her I think it's hard because like that was her person, that was like they share life together. Like she's living like in the house that they had together, that they bought together, and like when we go over there, like his soap is still in the bathroom, his toothbrush is still there, all of his clothes are still there, obviously. So like it's just constantly reminded, like she's sleeping in their bed, she's driving their cars, like. So honestly, I know it's been hard on her too. We wanted to share some memories as well. So Jane, you can go ahead and start that.
Well, let me see. I think a good like memory that me and sis can remember is like just always like coming downstairs in the morning and he'd just be blaring his music, Godsmack specifically.
You want to talk too?
I guess Leo has something. Leo has a memory too.
But we would always come downstairs. He'd be looking in the mirror at himself, you know, flexing, and yeah, that was always a good time.
Memory would probably be when me and Michaela went over there to watch a Chiefs and Raiders game. You know, I was rooting for the Chiefs. He's going for the Raiders. We're talking a lot of crap back and forth the whole game, and the Raiders ended up winning that game.
30-31 specifically.
And
by field goal.
But yeah, so I'll have the video right here to the side after this, and right when they made it, you just see me shake my head and still talking crap on me and everything. So that's probably my favorite.
That was a really good day. I'm not a big football person. Like, I'm like, ooh, go Raiders, but I couldn't tell you any of their players besides Carr. That's all I got. So even that was good. One memory that I have is this is when we were younger, and you can ask Jaden, he loved scaring us kids. And one time, it was, my stepmom was downstairs, and it was my older brother, Jordan, and I, and we were upstairs in the room. You know what I'm talking about, Jaden? And we're upstairs in the room, and he goes, Jordan, Michaela, come down here. I got to tell you guys something. So we go down there, and he's like, just so you guys know, there's a crazy man who escaped the mental hospital, and he's coming and banging on people's doors asking to stay. So if you hear anything, you better come downstairs and tell me. We're like, okay, sure. So we go upstairs, and in my brother's room, there's a door in his room where you can go outside, and it'll lead you to the backyard. Well, we were sitting there, and I think Jordan was playing video games. I was just sitting there watching him, and we hear banging on the door, and this guy's going, let me in, and I start bawling. Jordan starts crying and goes under the bed. I start screaming, and then I run downstairs and grab Tyne. Tyne knows it's my dad messing with us, so she comes upstairs and she's mad because it's late at night, and we woke her up because we thought someone was knocking on the door, and she opened the door, and it was my dad, and he was laughing so hard he could barely breathe. So that was a good one.
And then another good memory, like I said, was softball. I just remember, okay, I'm not going to tell the whole story and how I got it, but basically I got hit in the back of the head with softball during a tournament. And, like, when I tell you, like, he was freaked out. Like, I've never seen him so, oh, my gosh, I don't even know. But he definitely took a lot, as I was saying. But, yeah, I think just knowing that he was there for me through that time and how worried he was about me was just a really good feeling. I remember one time Sis and Bub were messing with me. Like, they'd always do that, and I just hated it. So I would go and tell Dad. And let's just say he messed with them, because how do I explain it? So there was a mirror behind the couch, and the TV was, like, obviously in front of the couch. So he would get the remote and, like, flick it and mirror off to the TV. So he was messing with them, and it just scared them, and it was just so funny to me.
Yeah, he did mess with us a lot.
Yeah, 'cause y'all
Like his
messing with me.
favorite thing. I'll say one more memory. When I was in middle school, I played basketball, and I do not play basketball at all. I just can't. And anyway, so we were playing, and it was like my 8th grade year, and this girl stole the ball from me, like, over my head. Like, I had the ball up here, and she took it, and I kind of, like, went back like that. And so I got mad, and I took the ball and threw it at her back. I got a technical foul. And I was kicked out of the game. And I remember my dad looking over me. I was sitting on the bleachers, and my dad looks over at me and goes like this. And I was like, I'm going to be in so much trouble. And we went to go leave the game, and he's like, we're going to talk about this in the car. That was unacceptable. And yeah, we had a long car ride home. That was pretty fun.
Imagine going to softball tournaments in Kansas City, though, and having a talk on the whole ride back, though.
Yeah, you guys had way more talks than I did, because I played volleyball, so it was short drives. But yeah, there's a lot of memories. There's a lot of good things. But yeah, this is how...
Boy!
Okay, come up here and say something. Come here.
Okay. But... He's like, I only talked about my grandpa.
Say something, bud.
He's like, I'm scared.
Hi.
Say thanks, Grandpa, for getting me home. Well, like I said, it's affected us all differently. One thing that I do want to add in before we are done here is that I've had people, a lot of negative comments, like, towards me and stuff like that. Someone made a comment that losing my dad isn't a personality trait, or like people saying like I post too much about him, and like for her and I, like, we're different. Like, I post a lot, she posts like when she feels like it, and everybody grieves their own way, and if I want to post, I'm gonna post. So like, just remember to always be kind, because you never know, like, if you have both of your parents, like, you're very, very lucky, because we probably never thought that we were gonna lose him at this young of an age. So just be lucky to have both of your parents and love them, and don't be rude to people that are going through a hard time, and let them grieve how they want to grieve.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Like and subscribe again. If you want to see my beautiful face once again, just leave it in the comments, you know. My Snapchat, Instagram, Jaden_Maria3, and it's JAIDEN. Okay, get it right.
She does have a boyfriend, okay? Just want to have that in there. Thanks for watching, guys.